Hey guys, you might have seen the videos that we've made about the gun thing. There's been a few different approaches to the gun debate thing, and I was just having a look at that this morning at all the different comments from both sides of the argument. And then a little bit later, there was on the news part of YouTube, there was a story from Georgia, and there was anti-gay protests there. So there was fights there between the anti-gay protesters and the police, which you should actually make a video about on its own. Imagine being that anti-gay that you'd go to an anti-gay protest, you know. But anyway, there was both those two topics, right? And you could see both sides. So on the gun one, you've got the anti-gun people and the pro-gun people, and they're both arguing their cases endlessly, it never ends. And the gay debate is the same. You know, you've got all these people on there saying, well, who gives a shit if someone's gay? I don't care, you know. And then you've got all these other people, no, it's bad and it destroys society and it's against God and it's against the Bible and all this sort of stuff. And this image kept coming to me while I was both those topics, you know, the guns, because I read all the comments on our videos, and then I was reading the comments on this news article, the gay one, and this image kept coming to me of, you know, if you've got a 2-year-old, give a 2-year-old a piece of paper and a black pen, and here, draw something, and the 2-year-old takes a pen like this and goes rah 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 rah, right? And then you sit 8 adults at a table, you know, from 15-year-olds to 50-year-olds at a table, and then you say to them, what's the drawing? You know, what's the drawing? And someone's going to say, it's an elephant. See here? You can see the trunk, and you can see the legs, and you can see the tail, you know, it's an elephant. And someone else is going to say, no, it's a giraffe. That's not the trunk, that's the neck. It's a long neck, it's a giraffe. And then someone else is going to say, no, it's a spaceship, right? And then, if you give them coloured pencils, or paint, crayons, let's go with crayons, it sounds funny. You give them each a packet of crayons, and then they can start to draw. So the person who said it was an elephant is going to pull out the grey crayon and start to draw. Okay, here's that piece, that bit there looks like a trunk. Okay, let's colour it in and make it like a trunk. And there's the legs, and here's the tail, and slowly it's going to look more and more like an elephant, isn't it? And the other person that says it was a giraffe is going to get the orange crayon and start to draw a long neck and draw the head and start to make it look more and more like a giraffe. And the person that said it looks like a spaceship is going to put on his tinfoil hat and then get his silver crayon and start to colour it in and make it look more like a spaceship. And it strikes me that that's exactly what happens in the comment sections of these videos and in these debates in general, is that you can see what happens is that, you know, the gun debate, the pro-gun people, you know, find all these studies that prove that more guns make a society safer. You know, here's this study from this person made this study, and Alan Jones made this statement, and InfoWars found this, and but then they go further. I shouldn't let my bias show there. But you know, they'll come up with studies from credible universities. You know, here's this study from, you know, Cambridge University that showed this, and you know, and they'll come up with all these studies that prove that the more guns there are, the safer we all are. You know, and then the anti-gun people will come up with equally credible studies. You know, and I think that's exactly what's happening, is that we're picking up whatever crayon we want to pick up, and we go colouring in the reality with the crayons that we prefer to make it look like what we think it looks like. It looks like an elephant. It looks like an anti-gun debate. So we going through the internet, and anything that's pro-gun, any sort of study that shows that you know, guns are good, let's just ignore that, and we'll get all the anti-gun propaganda studies, and we'll put that into our argument, and that's exactly what you can see happening. You know, and so it's clear you've got the elephant people and the giraffe people, you know, and it's the same as with the gay debate. You know, you've got a whole bunch of people that go, God says gay is bad. Gay is bad, right? And then they'll come up with all the quotes from the Bible that prove that being gay is bad, that God doesn't want you to be gay, right? And then you get the other people who'll sit there and quote out of the Bible that says, well, you know, love everybody and don't hate anybody, and here's this thing here that actually means being gay is okay. So, you know, both sides of the argument are using the same book and taking quotes out of the same book to prove opposite points. No, it's an elephant. No, it's a giraffe. You know, gay is bad. No, gay is okay. You know, guns are good. No, guns are bad. And it's interesting because I think it's easy to see too, and this is why I don't debate on the internet. This is why I make my videos, and usually you can get a bit of an idea. On the Japan channel, I try and keep it neutral so that it's not about me, it's about Japan, and it tends to be observations and, you know, here it is, look at this. Not trying to avoid opinions as much as possible and keep it to the observations and so on. But on this channel, you know, the opinion does sneak in a little bit, I know. But that's why after I make a video, usually I don't comment too much. And, you know, if someone says something that I think, oh, come on, occasionally I'll ask a question. You know, someone makes a statement, sometimes I'll ask a question about that, and I'll say to them, what about this? Just to see what they say, just because I'm curious. Okay, if you say it's an elephant, where's its 4 legs? I can only see 2, right? So if someone says some comment about guns or some comment about God or gays or something, I might ask a question. But the reason I don't debate is that, to me, it appears to be a waste of time. Giving opinions is worthwhile, I think. It's healthy. I think it's important. I think it's really important that, you know, I think the best thing about making videos on YouTube is the comments. Because the video is really just some observations, a little bit of my opinion, and a topic. Basically, it's just providing the topic and a little bit of detail around the topic to give all you guys something to discuss. And then I think the most important part of our videos is then the discussion about it. And it's the same as with, I think, politicians and all that. Politician makes a comment, and then you get the debate about the comment. And I think the debate is more important than the comment itself, because I think people's opinions can make other people think. You know, I've had some people say some profound shit on some of my videos and really got me thinking, and later on, you know, I'll think, geez, that's really true, you know, and it does happen. Some people say some really profound shit on my videos, and I think, that's really true, you know, that is really true, and it gets me thinking about it, and it can sway your thinking. It can sway your thinking, and I think that's why it's important for us all to give our opinions politely and listen to other people's opinions politely and think about them, and then perhaps, you know, it helps us develop as a society, as a species, to think about these things and improve on these things. But the reason I don't debate is I think that once somebody has got out the grey crayon and has drawn that elephant, and you can see this is the case, that it's really rare. Occasionally someone will leave a comment and say, geez, you've really got me thinking there, I'm changing my attitude about this, or, you know, someone leaves a comment, says something really profound, and someone else says, well, that's a really good point, I hadn't thought about that. And that happens. I think there's some really open-minded people who don't use the crayons, who just sit there and look at the doodle, and are open-minded about it. It could be an elephant, it could be a giraffe, I don't know. And I think those people benefit the most from these discussions, probably because those people are open-minded and haven't frozen in either direction or another, and they're just listening. And I think a lot of the people that watch our videos that don't comment fall into that category. You know, that they might not have a strong opinion either way. Not really sure about this. Is it an elephant? Is it a giraffe? Don't really know. Could be a spaceship. Not really sure. Let's just watch and see. I think that's what a lot of people do. But you can also see, the reason I don't debate the real serious people, the real sort of strong, opinionated people, is because it appears to me to be a waste of time. That once somebody starts colouring in that squiggle and making it an elephant and drawing in, well, there's really only 2 legs there, but I'll draw in 2 more. And I'll ignore that, and I'll colour in this, and now, see, it's an elephant. And the other guy's spent half an hour drawing his giraffe, and he says, no, look, it's a giraffe. See, told ya. So I should have said at the beginning, that squiggle that the kid did, we then photocopied it and passed it around the table, right? So that's how come everybody can draw on it. Sorry, that was an important detail, wasn't it? So we photocopied the paper and passed it around the table, you know? And then that guy's drawn his elephant. No, it's an elephant. Look, that guy's drawn a giraffe, that guy's drawn a UFO, and there's 3 other people that are sitting there looking at it saying, geez, I don't really know, you know? So yeah, that's why I don't debate. That's why I don't debate with people on the internet, because it's a waste of time. If someone's really got a strong opinion, you know, there's not really much point in debating it, because they're not going to change. There's not much that a person like me could say that is going to suddenly go, oh, you're right, it's not an elephant, it's a giraffe. They've already drawn the elephant. I think that's the point. People put a lot into their opinions on things. Some people do. And once they put that strong opinion in and they've decided that it's an elephant, you know, trying to convince them it's a giraffe when they've already spent, you know, and then you see that with the gun debate and things like that. Because once they start collecting evidence to prove their point, that's the police investigating a car accident there, we're just driving past. Yeah, once they start to collect evidence to prove their point, it strengthens their own opinion on the topic. You know, same as with the conspiracies and all that sort of thing. When people are collecting information, you know, about conspiracies, and with these days with the internet, you know, I mean, the old days before the internet, I don't know how we did stuff like this. I guess it was books, books and TV programs and talking to friends, I guess. The internet's just totally changed all this stuff with the what's going on here, car accident, bang, whoops, dear oh dear, quite a good one, huh? Dear oh dear. So yeah, the internet's really opened the door for all this conspiracy stuff and all this stuff, which is healthy. It means that we're all getting different opinions on things and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But it also means that it's too easy, isn't it? That if you believe that the moon landings are a conspiracy, you Google moon landings conspiracy and you'll get enough enough fodder to be debating that point for the rest of your life, won't you? You'll get, you know, 6 million hits with all these people with all their proof, with their pictures and things. So, you know, and then if you Google moon landing real, you can get enough information to prove your case the other way. So yeah, just a little silly thing. I thought little ideas like this, I think, sometimes help me. I don't know if it helps anybody else, but the thing with the doodle, it's a doodle, and is it an elephant, is it a giraffe, is interesting, because I think, you know, these debates, these endless debates that go on the internet about these topics, and they are endless. It's never going to end. The gun debate thing in America, none of us are ever going to see the end of that debate. I reckon I keep saying it'll be 100 years before that gets resolved, you know, and it'll be resolved by people giving up guns. There's no way that Americans are going to have guns forever, because society and technology and so on move on, you know, and there'll be other solutions. There'll be better solutions than everybody carrying guns. I mean, everyone carrying guns is so 17th century. 18th century. So 18th century. It's so 200 years ago. So, and it's the same as the gay thing too. I think that'll be resolved. People aren't going to stop being gay, and I think that'll be resolved by people accepting that gay is not a big deal. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I'm sure a lot of straight people do some kinky shit in their bedrooms that I wouldn't want to see, and I wouldn't want to think about. And I don't think about it. I don't think, when I've got straight friends, I don't stop and think, geez, what's that fat friend of mine doing in his bedroom with his wife? Or, you know, you don't think, I don't think we think about it, do we? I don't. You know, I don't think about my friends at home having sex with their wives or girlfriends or whatever, husbands or whatever. You know, so why would you do it with your gay friends? Who cares? Who cares what people do in their bedroom? I don't care. I don't care what they're doing, you know? Who cares? So I think that's what'll happen there. It'll take a long time. Look, it's terrible. You can see on YouTube that debate about the gay thing is just terrible. It's just terrible. there's a whole heap of people on there that sound like they're 14 years old. The way they carry on, they're really angry. Really angry. Gay people should die. You should all die, you gay people. Who cares? And there's people on there with hundreds of comments. Who cares? Like, if you don't like gay people, get off the video that's about gay people and go do something else. You know? Who cares? Who cares? I mean, this is the whole problem with people caring so much about whether it's an elephant or a giraffe. That's the whole problem. People go to war about this sort of shit. You know, the religious thing in particular. You know, which God is the real God, and if you don't believe in my God, I'm going to fight you. What? Who gives a shit? You know, I'll believe what I believe, and you believe what you believe, and that's fine. We don't have to fight about it. Who cares? You know, it's hopefully, you know, another 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000 years, hopefully mankind will have evolved, that we won't need to be shooting each other with guns, and we won't give a shit about whether a person's gay or straight or lesbian, or, you know, whether a person, I don't know, believes in gods or fairies or pixies, or believes in, you know, Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha, or, you know, hopefully, you know, another 500, 1,000 years will have evolved to the point we won't give a shit about what other people believe. You know, you say, oh, we draw the squiggle, we photocopy it, pass it around the table, you say it's an elephant, I say it's a giraffe, you know, someone else says it's a UFO, and we say, isn't it great we all don't think the same? How boring would it be, you know? How boring would it be? I've got to tell you, it's can be one of the frustrating things about being in Japan, that it does tend to be a little bit parochial. Most people here, most people here do tend to think the same way about a lot of topics, you know, and it's not necessarily a good thing, guys, living in this society. Some things about it are good. There's more harmony, you know, there's not sort of as much dramas here because everybody's sort of doing the same thing, but it's not necessarily a healthy thing, you know, and these people that feel so strongly about everybody should be heterosexual, everybody should feel the same way about everything. If you're anti-gun, you're a bad person, or if you're pro-gun, you're a bad person, or if you're, I don't know, if you're Christian, you're a bad person, or if you're Buddhist, you're a bad person, or actually Buddhists tend to stay out of it a bit, huh? No one really gives a shit about Buddhists. It's a good philosophy, I think. Buddhists are pretty cool. It's whatever, man, yeah, just enjoy your Christianity there. But, you know, who cares? Who cares? You know, let people do their own thing. We don't want everybody the same. Imagine if everybody liked the same shit. Everybody believed the same thing. We'd all drive the same car. We'd all wear the same clothes. We'd all listen to the same music. It'd be boring as shit. It really would. We need the variety. We need people to believe different things. It's what makes the world interesting. It helps us evolve, and it makes new stuff happen, and, you know, it's important. So, you know, let's just accept that the squiggly line could be a giraffe, could be an elephant, could be a UFO. Make of it what you want. It's sort of what life's about, isn't it? You know, we've got this reality. The squiggly line is reality. You know, this squiggly line's going on around us, and we see it for what it is. Some people are going to look out here and go, what a horrible day, it's really bright and horrible. Some other people are going to look out the window and go, what an excellent day. It's so clear and fresh, you know, and warm. So, you know, let's all just enjoy our squiggly lines for what they are, and let everybody else enjoy their squiggly lines for what they are. Oh, that was a rant and a ramble. More a ramble than a rant, wasn't it? Not really a rant, it was a ramble. Anyway, more rambles coming soon.